Hi, I'm Tammy McGuire, Foster Closet founder and director, and today's edition of Foster to Family and how you can help the children in foster care, who we look after, and who we serve. Today I'm going to talk about my journey. That's right, my family's own journey through foster care, and the best place to start is in the beginning. My husband John and I have been married 26 years, and I've been blessed with a beautiful marriage that's founded on the Word of God and on friendship and love and camaraderie. I thought that was the beginning when we had children and are happily ever after, but God had a bigger purpose. And I think God has a bigger purpose for all of us. And finding that purpose is very important. And the younger you are, I think the better your service is led to Him and what His kingdom on earth looks like for you. For us, it was having our son Ben, who's 26, and our daughter now 23. And way back when, I was a stay-at-home mom after I did hair for a while and found my purpose as being a mom, being a wife, and serving my family was my purpose. But I grew up in the church, and if you think back of when you were in church and how you served in church, usually that is your purpose through your past. And for me, it was the children's ministry. It was the bus ministry. It was picking up children whose parents couldn't take them to church or wouldn't take them to church. Well, in my heart, I knew that my purpose was to love on those children. One day, I don't know how, but that was always my purpose. Well, fast forward when I was 22 and I did hair, I ran into a girl who was an orphan, complete orphan, never met her father, and her mother committed suicide. She was living at the Children's Home Society in Jacksonville, Florida, and I became her mentor. And instead of picking her up and taking her places, I would come to her and spend time with her. She would come into the hair salon and we would chit-chat there. I would buy her stuff. It just became a really good connection. Almost like an older sister with a younger sister, and kind of loving on her from that point of view. Well, she got adopted at the age of 16 and she moved away to Atlanta. I never saw her again, but she's always here. She always puts that love and that passion and that purpose in life God put in me. Love those children who might not have a parent like I did to teach them about God and the Word of God and how to live like Him. Well, back to John and I having children. So we thought, we were set too, but nope, I had the calling in my soul to have another baby. But I'd never had another baby. God's purpose was to close that part of my world to open up a new one. And I'll never forget going to Bible study and sitting in Bible study and really delving into the Word of God really deep and hard, and God showing me that it was adoption. That I should not yearn for a child from me anymore. That remember back when you were younger, how you always wanted to adopt that kind of child. And to know that that was my purpose then, I just prayed about it. Went to my husband and we said, sure, let's go adopt. Wasn't as simple as you think, because we didn't want to go to another country to adopt. We wanted to adopt right here in our own backyard. But private adoption, we knew that wasn't the case either. There was something lacking in all the process, that it wasn't for us. It's great for other people, but it wasn't for us. So we went to the Children's Home Society thinking, we can get a private adoption through the state. And we looked around the room that day and saw the 10 families represented. We all had to go around the room and tell our story. And when it got to our family, I felt so much like a glutton almost. Like I'm taking babies from families who could never have children, or could only do in vitro to have that one child, and lots of miscarriages. I just felt like I was taking babies from people who couldn't have children. And that wasn't my purpose. That wasn't John and I's purpose. And on the way home that day, we were silent for 15 minutes. Not one word was spoken. And I'll never forget the street that we went over, and John said, I don't think that's for us. I don't think we're supposed to take babies. I think it's supposed to be multiple children. That was God's way of telling John that adoption at the time was not for us, and that bringing in children in our home would look different for us. I thought it was maybe a group home. Let's start a group home like my grandparents ran the parental home for girls, the only home for girls in Jacksonville. My grandparents ran it and the city shut it down. My grandparents retired. I will never forget the time when she passed away and all those girls that were able to come were present. And I want to say there was like over 20 girls represented to love and thank my grandparents for all those many years that they served them. But guess what? John said, no. We are not opening a group home, Tammy. I just want to stop here and tell you, for the upcoming episodes, we're going to just show more light on our journey might help your journey. Our journeys don't look the same when it talks about foster care or adoption, but there are some underlying aspects that are the same. And one of them is that your family is one when they start. They should have a view for foster care or adoption the same. And they should treat children that are coming into their home about the children and not a lack of needing from your perspective, but what can you do for a child? A child is not there to fill your void. You're there to fill their void. That's what foster care is about. It's about taking your love and pouring it into a child, and not a child pouring love into you. I just want to stop here and say, tune in next time. Don't forget to subscribe to the Foster Closet YouTube channel, to like and to share with others that might be thinking about the journey. All the episodes to come will pour more into what is expected of you in foster care, but also about your core family and what that looks like for the future. And is this your purpose or is this your want? I'm Tammy McGuire, Foster Closet founder and director, but more importantly, a wife and a mommy to 2 from my belly and 2 from my heart, and so many more from my heart that never was able to stay, but we were able to love and pass on to others. Thank you so much for tuning in, and see you next time.